Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duyranaki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 141 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The party have decided to turn their attention back to Tarek Nev and the secrets it may hold. We rejoin our heroes as they've just arrived in the dead city of Tarek Nev and have been confronted by sinister, ghostly children. Hello, my name is Chris, alternatively known, at least in this channel, as GM Chance, and it is our great pleasure to welcome you to our story. The story that we're telling tonight is a tabletop role-playing game. The system that we use is Rolemaster, and the campaign itself, as you can see on screen, is called Ain't No Place for a Hero. Rolemaster, for those that don't know it, is a crunchy role-playing system that dates back to the 1980s. The name of the game is Ain't No Place for a Hero. Here indeed are our heroes. And there are a lot of them up on screen. You can see them, all 8. In fact, there are 5 players in this game, and in a second or so we'll hear a bit more from them. But 8 characters, as you can see. So if you're doing the maths, a number of the players play more than one character. In a second or so, we're going to go to a pre-recording. We got together later in the year last year. We got together in person, and when we did that, each one of the player of each one of these characters up on screen provided a short quiz, basically a wee test to see how closely their fellow players have been listening about the particular alternate persona which they occupy for this game. And we had a lot of fun doing that, and we're slowly making our way through those recordings, and we'll go to one in a tick. And then after that, we'll hear again a bit more from each player live, addressing a character development question, peeling back the onion a bit more on each character that they may play. Before we do, just habitual, it's part of the flow of the show, just the regular thank you to all of the people that subscribe, that follow us, that post comments. We have a number of people on various forums that ask questions or are interested in the rules. But a shout out to Strazko, one of our regular viewers, who's been particularly enthusiastic of late and certainly been enjoying the videos, kind of the backlog of videos as they've been coming out. So thanks particularly to that viewer, but to all of the others as well that show an interest and generally are interested in both the stories that we're telling, this story and the sister game, Twilight of the Old Order, but are also interested in the rules that we play under. Please keep the questions coming, and if you are enjoying it, please tell your friends. For anybody that hasn't and have watched maybe 1 or 2 of these, we really would appreciate literally a few seconds of your time down below to click either the like button or, even better, the subscribe. It really does help the channel grow and help other people like you find our game. And I've just seen that Aiden's joined us. Hello, Aiden.
Hi, how
hello.
are you?
Good.
A bit late.
No worries. All good. Just going through the usual drill. All right, as mentioned, we are going to cut to that pre-recording. We're down to our last few, but it'll be a bit of mystery to me as I put the edit together. And we're going to go to that recording now. Enjoy.
Kia ora, I'm Pete, and I play Mythan, the antisocial ranger, and today we're finding out how much the party knows about her. So, first question, is Mythan religious? A, yes, she is a strong believer in the old gods and follows their teachings and beliefs. B, no, she does not have anything to do with the gods. C, yes and no about being religious. She isn't a part of any religion and doesn't follow any religious practices, but she believes so much in the strength of nature that she receives power from the gods. Or D, she used to be a strong believer, but through cruelty in her life experiences has fallen out of religious practices.
Oh, we all agree.
Nice
Yay!
one. Nice.
Everyone gets a point.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. The next question is, growing up, Mythan had a very positive experience with a particular race. This has greatly endeared her, in her own way, to all members of this race. Which race is this?
Yay!
Nice one.
It's your dulcet tones, Pete. You clearly listen closely.
No, I just think I bang on more about
With
anyone else.
Tarek P's getting closer and closer.
Ooh.
The next question is, what is special about the broadsword Mythan uses? What's special about it?
Oh.
There you go. I reckon point, half a point.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
It's very fine.
Yay! So Graham is a point, of course.
Of course.
Giles is a half
I'm happy.
point.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it casts a shock bolt.
Hayden is a point. Alex is a half
You said
point.
yesterday, I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Didn't do much, but we
Right.
did use it. Next question is, which best describes Mythan's attitude towards threatening people or situations? Is it that she's A, aggressively defensive, so she wants to remove all threats while keeping herself safe? B, she wants to run away, so the idea of living to fight another day. C, she examines the situation carefully and rationally, because not everything is always as it seems. Or D, violence is not the answer. The way of nature is a peaceful resolution.
Very thoughtful questions and answers.
No.
I know.
Right?
She is rational, so she will
I almost
aggressively
did, yeah.
defensive. It's sort of a knee-jerk reaction.
I lost a point.
Sorry?
I lost a point.
Graham.
Hard to imagine.
Still winning.
And the last question is, what is Mythan's favourite place to be? Yep, anywhere in nature. So
Nature.
that's correct for everyone.
Yay! Great question.
Sweet.
Well, I have said especially temperate forests, so I believe that's an extra point for Graham if possible.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice. Wins it back. Solid point. Good work.
And that is Mythan.
Here we go. Hope you found that recording both informative but also amusing. As mentioned before we went to the edit, we had a lot of fun doing these, and you might be able to tell in the video you just watched that the GM, i.e. yours truly, was sitting off to one side, barely able to contain his laughter as some of those questions were coming out. Okay. We spent a bit of time in this game understanding a bit more about what makes the characters tick. One is the little video clip that you've just seen. The other thing we do is we spend a moment or so, a few minutes for each character, to either answer a question or maybe provide an image or just about the character's background or just something that fleshes the character out a little bit more. I sent out a series of questions to the team earlier in the week. We play on a Wednesday as we are tonight. and the players have a few days to chew over the questions. Well, some have a few days to chew over the questions. Most, I suspect, read them about 30 seconds before they go on to actually answer them. Starting them off tonight is Alex. Take it away, please.
Thank you, Kiora. I'm Alex, and I play Keros. I love it. Again, another great set of questions. Which one can I answer? What's the most tragic story your character has heard or experienced? Now, obviously, her whole life is one tragedy, but if she was going to be reflecting on somebody else besides herself for once, I think Demos's story has really left a hole in her heart with his sister. And I think also that's played a big part for her because she had many siblings growing up, but she wasn't close and she wasn't included. And the magic line in her family is from the women, it's maternal, and she had lots of brothers and really was not treated as a sister should be. And I think the story of the fact that, you know, the unfortunate life Demos has led, and then how close he was with his sister, and then that mistaken identity, and then like she hasn't forgotten and her owner hasn't forgotten seeing the sister on that ship. Like that, what are we doing? Like that, it still weighs very heavily, I think, and I think something needs to come to a head with that personally. But yeah, it's really Keros is very aware of how tragic that is and the impact that's had on Demos as well.
Excellent. Thank you. And tonight you are very kindly stepping in for one of our players, Giles, who can't join us tonight. You've done this several times for Giles, so my thanks to you for doing that. That's Giles's character, Tarquin there. Totally up to you if you felt like answering the questions, or we can skip on to the next person, as you prefer.
I'll have a go. I mean, as always, I'm conscious that I don't really know the characters like the players do, and I probably know least about Tarquin, but I'll have a go.
Thank you.
At answering, how does your character cope with loss?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say not well. I'd say particularly if he was involved with that loss, I imagine there's probably a lot of self-flagellation, some really dark thoughts, lots of reflection and potential for isolation, depression, sort of that side of his character. I imagine he may not, I don't mean maturity in a negative, but he may not have that maturity to work through it sort of realistically or philosophically. I think he'll be quite personally and emotionally involved, and that could be to his detriment if he takes himself off somewhere or, you know, drinks himself into a stupor and gets into some sort of altercation. You know, I don't think he would do well with it, particularly if he's involved in that situation personally.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you. And again, thank you on both Giles's behalf, but also for the wider team for you picking up a character that isn't yours. Much appreciated.
Sure thing.
Who would you like to hear from?
Could we hear from Pete, please?
Sure.
Oh, thanks, Alex. Yeah, kia ora, I'm Pete, and I'll be playing two characters tonight. First of which is Leif, and the question I'd like to answer for Leif is, and I'm going to modify this a bit, what's the most forbidden knowledge your character has sought out? I'd like to modify that to, well, because it's appropriate to him, so that he is part of his background is seeking a particular type of knowledge. I don't know how forbidden it is, but yeah, we'll just go with that. So he's looking for something called Bel Orak the Magnificent's ultimate hex of dispersed wonder. Bit wordy. And he sort of came across this, and you know, when he was quite a bit younger, and that was one of the key pieces of sort of magic that got him into being fascinated with magic, because he's a warrior mage and sort of comes from quite a simple family. And it's wish magic, and this sort of it's a spell where if you learn it, you've got access to quite a few other spells that you sort of might be able to cast. There's always a chance you don't get the spell you want though, but it's a bit of a catch-all spell, and but there's sort of risk and randomness involved. So that's why it's wish magic. But that was just magical for him when he learnt about it or experienced it as a young person. Strangely enough, and so it's always been a thing for him to search this knowledge out. Strangely enough, through his investigation of it over years or however long, he's learned that one perhaps source of, or one place, perhaps location for a book that might contain this knowledge would be in Tarek Nev, which is where we are right now. So he's pretty, on one hand, he's very excited to be here and have that sort of life goal, that sort of, that tantalizing sort of, just like wonder and like sort of represents sort of the innocence and wonder at magic for him. And he's quite an innocent person in some ways, and so for him to be able to learn that would be just really, really, really cool for him. I'd be pleased for him. The other character is Mithan, and the question I'd like to answer for her is, what does your character believe is worth dying for? An odd question for her, really. Because she's never been in, well, actually, maybe she has been, but not in recently she doesn't sort of think of herself in those terms. She wouldn't, he doesn't have close people that she would die for, all that sort of thing. She's, and nor sort of a cause for the world. A long time ago, 50 or so years ago, perhaps she was involved in a cause that might have, she might have had influence on the course of humankind, but since she's become friends with this group, she's sort of been caught up in them and their people and their sort of their story, and eventually it's become hers as well and her quest. So I guess she's figuring that stopping the Turang people is worth dying for, because she sees it would be huge change if they get their way. It would be a change, and she feels for the worse. Some aspects of it would be for the worse in society. The loss of the diversity of life, the loss of elves. It seems like the Turang's program, or the way the future they see, is the reduction in sort of races and diversity of races, as well as magic. And she would be sad to see both of those things disappear from the world. So she thinks that's worth dying for, but it's not something she's sort of looking for as a cause. It's just sort of grown on her as she's become closer to the people in the party, and she's sort of adopted it because she's closer and has somehow become appreciative of these people. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Odd way. Yeah. Can we please hear from Gray and Demos?
Hi, I'm Aiden, and I'm going to be playing Grand Demos tonight. So first, I will ask for answer from Demos. What does your character believe is worth dying for? I think definitely for him, with his tragic backstory, I think he would give anything, including his life, to find and save his sister. So I think family would definitely be it for Demos. Yeah, that would be his number one.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Gray, what is the most exhausting journey your character's been on? He's currently on it. I think it's definitely he's possibly died before. He's been bitten by monkeys. He's been shot in the neck. He's had it all happen to him. He's also found a little bit of love as well, which has kind of made it a little bit sweeter recently. But he'd be quite happy for the journey to, plateau out a bit and maybe be a bit more chill, so that he could maybe enjoy that part of his life. But yeah,
more love and less stabby.
Yes, exactly. Stab his heart, but not literally.
Excellent, thank you, Ed. There is.
I'd love to hear from Graham.
Thanks. Playing two characters tonight, first of whom is Nyathanal. What forbidden knowledge has your character sought out? Well, she was had a rough upbringing, really, and was, after finding herself on the streets of chair by
A Beth.
Mabeth. That's it. I was getting confused. She fell in with some cutthroats and so forth. But eventually sort of made contact with a cult group. Not the rest of the characters know this. And called the Hidden Blade. And that opened up a kind of new training, new facets, led her on a path to become a magent. Magic was a part of that, as well as sneaky skills, and as well as combat and how to take someone out, assassinate. This is a very secretive cult, and it was centered on the worship of a god called Elba. And pretty much they professed the art of assassination as a sort of sacred endeavor to purify society, if you like. She wasn't totally ardent, but she was a believer, and she certainly sort of bought into the whole getting rid of the corrupt and tyrannical, vain, weak, kind of a catch-all really to justify killing anyone, really, which justifying her career as a contract killer more than anything. But certainly, she took it seriously, and she is, she does follow the will of Elba, and but the party do not know that because she has never spoken of it. But that is her. That certainly, she sought out some pretty potent magic and skills as a consequence of that. Turning to Etienne. Was to take a simple one. What does your character believe Worth is dying for? Love, of course. He would die for his goddess. He is fully prepared to die for his goddess. He's ready to die. As far as he's concerned, the mountains live forever. Only the earth endures, and he will follow the will of Aphrodite wherever and to the grave if necessary. That said, he's not a berserker about it. Like he doesn't just go absolutely crazy and he wouldn't wish it. He believes he's fulfilling her wish and a mission. For instance, the one that we're on now is something that he's been sent on. So the success of the mission is his priority. So he's not going to throw his life away needlessly, hacking up a demon's tongue, which probably isn't going to get him anywhere, and certainly isn't going to get the mission done. So he can be measured when he needs to, but clearly, he would rather have seen that demon destroyed. But he's not stupid enough to risk the party and the mission on doing something daft like that. Hopefully they'll find a way to bring this whole crumbling edifice down and everything in it. But he's thinking of the long game at the moment.
Excellent.
Can I pass over to who's left? Alex.
Nope. Started with Alex.
Oh, did it? Who did we run then? Is that it?
That's it.
I won't pass over to anyone.
Excellent. Well met, one and all. That is the team. Sans Giles, whose character, as mentioned before, Tarquin, is being very kindly played by Alex tonight. And you can see, by the way, for those that are watching the channel, you can see the questions from the stream. Thanks, Pete. And also a map of an old map that you found of Tarek Nev. Very good. So those are the characters. And you can see up on screen they are named. So if you didn't know their names before, those are them now. Now is the time in our game when we ask our scribe, Pete, to provide a very quick précis of what happened last time. Pete, I'll try to trot along with some images, but we'll see how we go. Go for it.
Well, thanks, Chris. So, last episode. So, the beginning of last episode, we sort of picked up on the tail end of something that happened the time before, which was there'd been some sort of an issue, we'll call it, with Tarquin. He had something had sort of arisen, and we were a bit concerned about him. Etienne and Tarquin were finishing off their conversation in the beginning of last episode, and Tarquin had sort of disappeared and gone away from Etienne. we went out and had a wee look for him. I think we spotted him. I can't remember exactly how. Oh no, that's right. He sort of appeared and was quite defensive because we were looking for him. But we sort of resolved it. We expressed that we were just concerned for him. Did he have anything else to share? And he was telling us more of the same. We didn't really get any resolution on what was up with him and what his issues were. But we're all concerned. But we decided. I think we came to sort of a reasonably healthy place. He felt a bit embarrassed, I think. But I think the group communicated that we were there to support him, and that was it. Sort of, that was all. We continued with our sort of our evening, I believe it was, and with some more attunement of the magical items. I think we got through most of them. Tarquin had a bit more of a think about what he knew about what was coming the following day, which was getting into Tarek Nev past the demon, which is the red gate. And he came up with just a thought that basically what we need to do is use the demon's name and say, we command you to do what we say. That's from his demon and devil knowledge, so that was very helpful. We slept the night. In the middle of the night, there was an attack on us, I believe. We didn't sort of roleplay that through, but I think basically there was no permanent damage done to anyone, I think. Yeah, but there was certainly some undead that we fought off, but thankfully, no one was permanently damaged. The next day, we went to the Red Gate of Tarek Nev. My goodness, place we've been aiming for quite a while, and we'd had sort of we weren't sure exactly. Oh, there's one of the gargoyles on the wall. We weren't we'd sort of from a vision we'd paid to receive before leaving to come to Tarek Nev. We'd got 3 possibilities for the name of the demon, the Red Gate. Tarquin had, using his devil and demon knowledge, had sort of thought that perhaps 1 could be ruled out, so we went down to 2. I think it was Leif and Etienne went up and sort of tried to say them individually. It didn't quite work, but then had a go at saying them, and we figured out, we got the demon to do as we said. So Teroglostrod was the name, and he obeyed us and to let us in. There he is there. Look at him with his spears. He's fired some spears out of his mouth when he was a bit pissed off at us having to do what we said, but I assume he could have hit us if we hadn't used the name right, but we did, so that was a bit of a relief. And delightfully, the way to get into the city through him was his tongue came out and we walked into his mouth. Lovely. I think, Chris, you wanted to talk about setting the scene in Tarek Nev. Is that correct? Did you want to take over from here?
Yes. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Excellent. Thank you. Well done, Pete. Anything that wasn't clear up until that point, and I'll do a bit of setting the scene and describe what your characters have seen once they're in.
I wanted to just a quick question just about items. You mentioned they were finished. They were attuned, all of them.
My thinking was that we did. I wasn't as good at recording everything, unfortunately.
Let me have a look.
I think we did work through everything.
I thought we had, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't here last time.
No, correct.
Where I had been missing details of the breastplate, the spear, and the black ring, I think, and but also had who's got what. Did you make a decision on that?
Sorry, I don't know that we did dole them out properly. No,
because that's something we probably ought to think about.
Denmos definitely has his Jamie Lynn spear.
Cool. Well, that's one. Yeah, we just got to make sure that because there's got all this undead and demon stuff, and we really kind of need for it to be working, don't we?
Well, Leif's got the long sword, I believe.
Right. Yep. Keros figured out the longsword. So
Yes.
If I go through all of the items, the longsword has been successfully attuned. The 3 falchions were attuned. Neathanol got 1, 2, 3. Neathanol figured out the +10 broadsword. There was a +10 dagger that someone figured figured out. Keros figured out the plus 5 magic dagger. There was the plus 15 magic dagger. Partial success. Lath figured out what it does. Braces. I'll just go through.
I've got the list here actually, Chris.
What are you missing? What are you missing? Great.
Well, okay, longsword plus 10 destroys armor. Who's got that? That's Leif's one.
No,
He
no.
Plus 5.
Plus 5 magic weapon, especially magic against undead.
Okay, so Leif attuned, Leif using. What about the longsword plus 10? Who's using that?
Up for grabs.
Okay, who else uses a longsword in the party? Is Mithan not use longsword?
No, broadsword.
Broadsword, okay. What's the difference between a broadsword and a longsword? Are they?
One's long, one's broad.
I mean, in skill-wise, is it
half?
Similar, but they are different.
Half skill.
Bollocks. Okay, so we've got a couple of broadswords there. The plus 10. Did anyone pick using those?
Oh, sorry, which one? The broadsword?
It's just a straight plus 10, and then a versus dynamic creature attacks at plus 15, and against pale or pale 3 of any type, it inflicts 3 times hit point damage.
Oh, that sounds good, but Mithan's happy with her broadsword for now.
Okay, well, do you mind if Etienne picks that up as a spare if we reach
That'd be
a...
great.
So will he have to... He'll have to attune that, though, will he? Or does it just work?
Which one was it? Just the plus 10?
The versus dynamic creature attacks at plus 15. And against type 2 or type 3, it inflicts 3 points hit point damage.
No, there is no attuning to that. There's no spell intrinsic in that. Once you know what it does, you just pick it up and you use it.
Okay. There's two falchions I had at plus 10. Can anyone use those, or what were we doing with them?
Can't use them.
What was the third falchion? There was just 2 at plus 10. What was the third
3.
one?
I've got 3 down as plus 10.
Oh, they're all plus 10. Okay, so are we just carrying those then, or did we leave them where they were?
If we can afford the weight to carry them, I think we bring them and sell them. But if we can't, we'd leave them.
We could have just... well, I don't know what we decided to do, but I guess we could have left them in the...
I'm happy to say you left stuff in the building.
We can stash them around the back of the building so they can't be found. So if we go back, we can always pick them up, right?
Yep.
And I've got a plus 15 dagger, attacks demons, plus 20. Similar sort of double hit point damage and delivers a holy critical. I guess Niathanel doesn't have a holy weapons, a magic weapon, so she wouldn't mind a dagger. If there's one going. But depends who else wants to. Does anyone else want a dagger?
All yours.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless Tarquin had his eye on it, I can't remember.
I've got no idea.
There's another dagger. He didn't. Yeah. Well, let's just say Tarquin takes the other dagger.
Yep.
Braces adds 2 points to the effectiveness of any repel undead spell. They add as a further +1 spell adder for clerics. I mean, Etienne can cast repel undead. But did anyone else want those? We don't have any clerics.
I think he should take them, but that doesn't mean he'd have to take off his existing braces to sort of put them on and use them. It's a bit of a...
I don't know. What
Yes.
are braces?
Yeah. Like arm greaves.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, that's all right. They're not magic. Is that all right? Can I do that?
Sure.
And do I need to...
They don't match what he's currently wearing. God.
They don't. They're quite garish. The braces. I would ask for an attunement for that.
Okay. All right. Note to do that. Now, Carius has got the shock bolt lightning ring, platinum ring.
On a little finger.
Yep. And there's a black ring. Ooh, what was it? I don't know what that did.
I think that's the one Leif's got that does increases his DB against demons. I think.
Okay, I'm just going to put it. I'm just updating the sheet.
Maybe
And
pop,
then spear.
pop the description of the text into the box.
Thanks. And then spear was obviously our man. Demos,
Yes, please.
you got the spear?
Yep.
What's that?
Okay. I can't remember where I've saved this description.
All right. I mean, I've just got this. It's quite. I can put it up in the items if we've got it in one place, in case. But just let us know. And then who's got the iron rod thing that elongates to a 10-foot pole and becomes a handle for a full +20 shield?
Whoever can carry it, I reckon, for now.
Okay.
Demos might be able to
Tark
carry
can
that.
take it. Oh, yep.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
uses a
what's
shield?
happening?
Who uses a
I guess,
shield?
I guess Demos uses a shield and a spear as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would need to attune to
Yeah.
that, by the way.
I'd need to attune to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, these are things we've got to do. And okay, but he can use the spear. Okay.
But he can use the spear without attuning to it, correct? He can just stab things.
Amulet allows 7 people linked hands to travel into and from the void. Bloody hell. Who's got that?
I think Leif attuned it. He's happy to hold on to it.
Mithan knows but can't use.
Oh, Mithan. Oh, okay, so my mistake.
So Mithan's got that.
Okay, Mithan can hold on to it, but we do need to get someone to attune that for sure.
And then Demon Claw Powder. Placed in the portal, any evil spirits can't cross. Those who do suffer agonizing pain. Karios attuned, so Karios carrying, is that right?
Yep.
Don't forget you got that, because that's pretty good.
Okay. I'll write it down, which I don't ever do in this game.
And now that you know how to use it, you can just tell someone how to use it and you sprinkle it down. You just had to figure out what it does.
So evil spirits and demons can't cross. So that if we're stuck, that is pretty bloody good. Breastplate.
I think we decided it had no ability. Was I thought.
Keros had a look at it. Leif had a look at it. Mithan had a look at it. And no one could detect anything, but that doesn't mean it's not magic.
Seems unlikely it wouldn't be, right? I'll tell you what.
That was the one that had the message scratched into it.
Correct.
Right.
So I reckon that's why it was there.
Okay. All right. So we left that behind, did we?
I guess so. Yeah. No. Yeah. Stashed.
Okay. And sorry, who had the black ring? DB against demons.
Leif did.
Leif. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, that's good.
I've got to remember it's got deflections on it. That's fantastic.
There you go. Thank you. It's all right. I'll post that up. Now it's complete.
Thank you.
That ring, you would of course need to. You would automatically gain the DB on the ring. You would need to attune to get deflections. You would need to attune it to get deflections.
I thought he had been successful at tuning it.
He might have. Let's have a look. He has. Yes, he has.
Yep. I'll make sure I note that. Yeah.
Yep. No, you have. You're the one and only character that's figured it out.
Yep.
Okay. Any other, before we start the game, any other questions, comments, anything we need to do? Nope. Okay. You're sitting comfortably. You're ready to see what the Dead City has in store for you. Let's start the game. Pete, you gave a great description of where the party got up to before arriving. I'm going to pick up the mantle and give you a description of Tarek Nev, and then I'm going to explain shortly after that a couple of instances, a couple of things that happened on your arrival, and exactly where we start the game. You step into the ashen stillness of Tarek Nev, the air heavy with a smog-like haze that obscures vision beyond a few paces. Ash, greyish-white, drifts down regularly from the sky, adding to, or perhaps the reason for such poor visibility. The ground beneath your feet crunches faintly, coated in a thick layer of white and grey ash, like the remnants of countless fires long extinguished. Here and there, skeletal palms claw upward from the desolation, their fronds brittle and drooping as if on the verge of giving up. Twisted vines, mottled grey with ash, snake around their trunks, while large patches of repugnant moss cling stubbornly to life, their sickly hue only heightening the oppressive decay of the scene. Turning back, your eyes trace the path you've travelled, the Via passage yawning like a ghostly memory across the expanse of the moat. The shimmery distortion of the passageway seems alive, almost sentient, flickering at the edges like a heat wave on a scorching plain. Red Guardian, that had loomed menacingly, is now nowhere to be seen, yet its absence unsettling rather than comforting. The oppressive, unnatural shimmer almost invites you to look away, its presence teasing at the edge of reason. The air itself feels wrong. Damp, suffocating humidity presses against your skin, mingling with the acrid tang of decay and stagnant rot. It's a smell that seems to cling to everything, saturating your senses with a pungent reminder of unclean, undying stillness. Occasionally, a listless breeze stirs the ash underfoot, forming whirls and fleeting patterns that dissipate quickly as they appear, and you can hear the wind behind you. Above, the sky defies logic. The sun, from the limited amount you can see of it, obscured by falling ash, lurches across its dominion and fits and starts, jerking forward, freezing mid-motion, and then leaping back as though manipulated by unseen hands. Each frozen moment casts harsh shadows over the ground, only for them to flicker and shift with the sun's erratic dance. A dull orange glow filters through the haze, casting a grim pallor over the landscape, turning the ash-covered ground into a tableau of despair. Mournful sounds of the place creep into your consciousness, low and almost imperceptible at first. Then they swell, a discordant orchestra of sighs, groans, wails, each note laid with anguish. Some are soft, like distant sobs, others sharp and sudden, piercing the stillness with a malice that chills the blood. It's as though the land itself mourns, or worse, mocks your presence. And then suddenly, the sounds cease. An unnerving stillness settles over what you can see, a sinister calm at odds with the disjointed horror of the sky and earth. Tarek Nev is no longer a destination, it is a threshold, a place where good things falter, and every step forward feels like a step closer to something profoundly unknowable and terrifying. You and your companions are here. You don't want to be, but here you are. Decaying and foul city awaits. So a couple of images. Up on screen, there aren't large buildings in front of you. So other than the towers, and I'll come to the towers in a second, and the walls, there aren't large structures. But you can see in the image on screen, and I'll flick through a couple more, this kind of decaying rubble that you can see here, and this dust, this ash that is on everything. And you can see also these creeping, sickly, either creepers that you can see here, or some trees over here. And another view, this kind of thing as well. Again, stressing that there is nothing really above waist height that you can immediately see. So there isn't these large structures here. But this kind of gives you a flavor of at least what the grounds looks like, and just this drifting ash down through the air. And a couple more images. Again, a bit of this. This here, where you can see the cursor, is quite common. So quite low, kind of broken buildings, and just covered in ash. And you can see occasionally bits of greenery around. And then one last image, this one here. Like that. This is where you find yourselves. So you've come in looking behind you, as described. Back this way is the M.E.R.P passage. So there's actually a little, almost like a ramp going out, and then there was a gap, and this horrible red face was where the cursor was, but now is no longer there. And you can see back behind you, behind the drifting ash, the pathway, the M.E.R.P passage in the jungle that you'd travelled through. You've all appeared here. So the gateway is here. Gateway is there, and here there are some stairs that go up to a tower. There is a tower up here, fixed into part of the gate. See it? And there is a doorway here. Over on this side, it's mirrored. The same thing, exactly the same thing. A flight of stairs that go around behind, up to a landing, a doorway, not a door, doorway, and then into a tower, some 20 or 30 foot up is this platform. The gloom of the city is in front of you, and you can see there, that's your field of vision. Pretty limited. Covered with ash and very, very dim shapes in the distance and the gloom. Very, very hard to see. Within a very short space of time of you entering Tarek Nev, you heard a couple of different things. The first thing that you heard was kind of initially this. Sound of blood and blades and people dying, and then that faded quite promptly, and then a little bit later on, you're kind of all coming to your senses. There was kind of the noise of a city, perhaps a little bit, and mixed in with that, the sound of, kind of a normal city life, children playing, and particularly children. And the sounds of the town and the city faded somewhat, but the kids remain. And then finally this. And you were alerted to this. A group of children, girls, wearing white, and they have emerged here. They've come out of the doorway. They have expressed utterly no interest in you. They don't look at you. They don't seem to even figure that you're there. And there's kind of a shimmer and a shift of these figures. And it's about 7, 8 of them perhaps standing here. And then with that kind of shimmer and a shift, and the sun kind of does this massive kind of lurch through the sky, as described before. Suddenly they're not standing at the doorway. They're doing this. They're up on the walls. And as you watch, all of your characters watch, they start slowly sliding their way down the wall, about 30 foot up. Just, just slowly moving along. You don't see them moving, but they move down the wall away from you. Every now and then, they will look out with these sightless eyes, not at you, just out into the gloom as they move down the wall. And as they, exactly where we're going to pick up the game, as they've got to about here, almost out of your field of vision, you hear again, following, and right about now, you see this. Set of hands at this doorway. That's where we start the game. What do you do?
Well, I think Nathanor and Etienne will be preparing.
Okay.
We're not. We had some rope earlier, didn't we? Sorry, I wasn't the last. Did we rope together earlier?
Yeah, no, we roped Etienne and Leif to the rest of the group, and before we crossed the tongue, we took those ropes off.
Okay.
Yeah. Thought it could be, yeah. Leif would want to back up and say, "Oh, let's go a different way. Let's go back this way." Is what he would suggest. Meaning, down the wall behind us, down the wall to the right.
All right, let's go there now.
So he like backing off, but sticking together, backing off, and perhaps choosing it to go. Sorry, the to the right of the screen. Yeah.
Good idea. Yeah.
And keeping an eye on the door to that tower, making sure that we don't have the same sorts of friends up here and do that. But he wants to back off from the hands and not go and play with them. If everyone's happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely keen not to play with them.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that.
Can we sort of look up to the same doorway, except on the other tower? Yep, nothing unusual happening there.
Everything's perfectly normal.
Yeah, sorry, dumb question. It's
Normal.
all unusual.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Just
normal.
another beautiful day in Tarek Nev.
Whose idea was the holiday here?
It's certainly an exotic getaway, isn't it? So this is still was early morning. I don't know if we've got any sense of day, do we? Really? He was jumping about. I suggest, I guess we're going to find a place that's a bit more defensible, and then perhaps, for a start, and then perhaps if people are, we can send out people, meaning Ethanol, to go do a little bit of exploring.
Thanks.
I guess.
I'm not
I
sure
don't know.
Sneaking around with the undead really counts, does it?
No, I don't. Well, perhaps we just go and at least establish where is a more defensible place that can be where we would retreat to, and then all explore at the same time. But I think we need to have
Are the two towers linked?
They don't appear to be. There is, looking up here, there is no. They don't appear to be linked. No, there is a gate, obviously, where the I should have mentioned, by the way, the city gates are hanging on their hinges, are completely ruined, smashed in two. The towers, gate towers, are separate. You can't see any obvious way that they're connected.
So do we want to see if this tower is safe, or should we just head for somewhere else? What do you think?
I reckon go for somewhere in the rubble that's defensible, safe in that way, rather than defensible but open, rather than someone's house, something's house. I don't know.
What do we think of that ruined building on the map?
All right. We could try and make our way there. Yeah, we'll start heading that way, round to number 8 we're talking about, correct?
Yeah.
I think if we go around the perimeter, wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
Around the edge. So.
Yeah, good idea. All right.
Yeah. So just, I suppose this would have happened beforehand, or we could, we would have sort of talked as a group about the plan, but the little map that's posted in the main game chat is something I think we got from Ningwen, I think. And it's, an old map of Tarek Nev. Who knows if any of this is still relevant, but for want of a better place to head for, we were thinking we'd head for number 8, which is a ruined building. I don't know why it's noted in particular, because I think it says ruined building. I think there's a lot of ruined buildings, but maybe that was a notable one. On that map, it seems to be. So if we were to, our intention might be to skirt around to the south, and then sort of skirt, to the edge of the city, and eventually make our way around to 8. How does that sound, Alex, Gray, and Demos, and everyone?
Yeah, Karis would just like to leave.
Yeah.
And I would assume that Victory's probably heightened.
She's not having a good time.
No. I kind of go off the vibe of the cat, to be honest.
I guess Leif would hesitate to ask about if Wingy's willing to go on a scouting mission. I imagine she's probably not. I don't know. What does Gray think?
He'd be a little bit nervous. It's very ashy up there. I don't know if it's good for a little bird's lungs to fly through all that. And maybe be a bit nervous about her getting lost and
it's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. Let's just maybe have a look around first.
Yeah. Fair. So, I wonder if we go for party order and which is what, Nethanol out front, fighters, magic users, fighters, that sort of a thing. And
I think Etienne will go at the front. I don't think there's much point sneaking around here. There's
no true.
Things kind of know we're here anyway, don't they?
Yeah, true. Well, we also have to be aware of the TPP of Arena Chonta and her friend, our good friend Torvash Kanali.
I reckon reckon Etienne would lead the way.
Yep.
Round to this building, and then we could send Nathan in to investigate it. But yeah.
So based on that, what we're planning to do is to go right down whatever is left of the wall, if that makes sense, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah. As you know, taking it easy and looking everywhere.
Okay. So I'm using the ethanol to show the way because she's the one with the revealer. So you come around here. The steps going up, again, about 30-footer up to a landing, and a door, this time without a hand or any sign of anything inside. You will come around. Any other actions I should be aware of?
Lots of perceiving, please.
Yep. Can I ask for 3 of the highest perceivers to give me a roll?
Nathan rolls at 95. And she is plus 82.
Cool. Okay. Just coming. It's a shame it's masked, of course.
Yes.
Deal with that roll for a second, and then we'll come back to 2 others, please, for perceptions. It was a 95 and an 82. Okay, super. Next roll, please.
Tarquin's the 93. Oh, sorry, Pete.
Oh, sorry. No, you go.
Oh, general perception, Tarquin's a plus 93, if that's higher than everyone else.
Absolutely. I think it's Tarquin, Mithan, and Neathanol, I think. So you want to roll? Oh no, sorry, I've already rolled for Mithan. Sorry, actually.
Oh, yep.
Yep. She rolled a 78.
78 could be extremely good, or very bad, or something in the middle. And her bonus, please.
Is 88.
Super. And then the last roll, please.
Be Tarquin. He's plus 93 and rolled a 72.
Roll again, please, Tarquin.
$49.
And 98. Okay, cool. Okay. Just to show you a little bit more of what's around you. So you can't see much, but as you turn the corner, there's the remains of foundations and part of a wall here, all completely covered. These will be about knee high. You go through that small gap, and you continue your way around. Etienne, I think, was going first. Any particular party order I should be aware of? I'll put Etienne first.
Now let's see if we got the. Have we not got a party order?
We do. It's probably way up in the chat. We could just redo one. It doesn't take long, right?
Or just tell me it.
Yeah. Where do you want? So what about Kiros and Mithan in the middle? And Tarquin? Etienne, Demos, and Leif at the front. And Neathanol and... Who am I missing? Grey at the back. Does that suit? Something like that? Perhaps if we go in twos rather than strung out.
Yeah.
Where possible. So if we go
Yeah.
After you finish doing it. And within on the outside of Keros. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yep. So you've come around here. Steps going up as described. There's a break in that wall, and you're in this kind of, you're crossing here rather than scrambling over that wall. You're electing to go here, and a bit of information in both Tarquin and Mithan's. Yes, Tarquin and Mithan's chat coming now.
You'll put that into mine, GM.
I will. Just give me a tick. Coming. Hold on to this information, please, because I'm going to tell you what to do with it in a second. So don't share yet, please. So Mithan with you, and Tarquin. Okay. Oops. I put it in Tarquin's channel, not Keros's. Coming into Keros's now. Both your characters have got information. Like you to keep your actions short. Just going to do this for a second. Coming.
See that.
Sorry?
We can see half your screen.
How can you see half my screen?
So you can see your notes.
Oh, you can. Oh, you can see the screen. Yes, you can.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. That's really annoying. We'll go to grey. No, we won't. We'll go to. Thank you. Go to there. No, we won't. We'll go to there. Always do this. There we go. Thank you. Thanks for your honesty, Pete. And we're going to back to that screen. Cool. Thanks, Pete. thing is, when you're planning something, you of course never know where the players are going to go, so you can't set things up in advance. There we go. Okay, so both Tarquin and who is here, and Mithan, who is can't see if I look. Mithan's there. Sorry, Tarquin's there. You've got some information. Quickly, in a sentence or two, what do you either say, or if you do say or do anything?
Mithan would just enough for the group to hear say white figure, and she'd give our clock directions, knowing that from us which the direction is. So meaning the behind the wall to our left, whichever direction she determines that was with our clock system.
Okay.
Yep. So. Yep.
Mithan says that. Anything else? And then I'd like each character to tell me what they do, if anything.
Tarquin would grunt in agreement, and if his sword isn't drawn, it's drawn now.
Okay. All right. Quick run through any other character in this 10 seconds. Anything that Etienne does with that information. You're on mute, Graham.
Sorry, he's already got his sword out, but he will locate the location of. He'll turn in the location that is indicated, and attempt to get a fix. And if he has time, he'll start to prepare.
Okay. Nathan.
Likewise,
Mhm.
we'll lock onto the target
Mhm.
and start to prepare.
Okay. Cool. Leif.
Yep. Leif will look in that direction, but he also wants to be looking around to either side. So if he can glance and sort of like he's panning basically, but wants to catch the direction in his pan, so he can sort of clock it, but actually keep his head moving. Yeah.
Cool.
He's got his sword out and shield out already.
Cool. I'll ask for a perception roll in a second. Mithan, you've exited this round's Keros.
We'll be looking to the same location, left behind the wall, or where the clock is, we decided, is preparing. She'll also have, unusually, she will have her sword out, but ready to drop and cast if needed, and maybe use the ring.
Quite a lot.
Just cast.
Quite a lot in 10 seconds.
What she's thinking. Okay, so she's going to have a sword out, and and prepare.
Okay. Demos.
Demos is going to get Jamie Lynn out and just be ready.
To be fair, he has her out all the time.
True, but he's going to get her prepared.
Okay. Okay. And lastly, Grey. Oh, no, sorry. Tarquin and then Grey.
Tarquin has the same information. His short sword is out, and he's alert and ready.
Oh, all right.
Oh, sorry, Chris. If either of my characters are able to identify what it is, then great.
Yep. And then lastly, Grey.
Yep, Grey's a bit nervous. He's nervous of pale figures in this kind of place of the world. So he is going to get out his magical axe and have it ready.
Okay.
And just try and think of like closing his mind.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, so your characters do all of that. Leif, can I get a perception roll from you? And I think, yes, Leif, a perception roll from you, please.
That's a 55.
Mm-hmm.
And his perception is 57.
All right. And I think Etienne was also having a particular look around. I mean, all characters are looking, obviously, but dedicated, he was preparing. So you can have a quick look, a 10% look.
Okay. 97.
Yep.
Plus 27. Crap.
Yep.
Crap perception.
Nothing for Etienne. Leif, and you all spot, however, or you will once the GM finds them, two figures. And they shift slowly out of the gloom. They're short, not large. One comes out here, walking reasonably slowly. The other is behind. This kind of shifts a little bit. Give a break in the filthy ash. This figure is behind a waist-high wall. This is what they look like. Kind of alternating, they kind of shift and twist. Initially, when you first see them, they look a little bit like that. And then their faces merge a bit like that. And they stop where they are on screen and just stare at you. One round has gone. Second round, any actions?
They're probably casting, aren't they? I think we need to.
What does your character do, if anything? Okay, we'll start off with Grey. Anything Grey's doing? Now, Grey, one thing I meant to mention to you, unfortunately, Grey's face is still ringing with the smack he got yesterday from the beastie. So -30 to every single action he does. Every single action.
He's just going to try and stay ready, but he's also trying not to look directly at them.
Mhm.
He doesn't want them to be able to look at his eyes.
Cool. Leif.
Yeah.
Sorry, anything else? Sorry, I cut Grey off. Anything else for
No, that's all good. That's all good.
Leif?
Leif would say, should we move away quickly? Move, and he would indicate a direction, and then opportunity action to move if other people want to move, depending on other people's actions. Otherwise, he will just opportunity parry / attack.
Cool. Keros?
I reckon move quickly.
Keros?
Keros wants to move out of range. Otherwise, if we don't, opportunity attack, spells, shock bolts. Yep.
Okay. Nathaniel.
Yeah, happy to run with the group on her count. It will say run because she's probably going to be top of the round, so she'll call run at the beginning of the next round.
Okay, sure.
In the direction. Is there like space ahead?
As far as you can. Well, that's as far as you can see.
I mean, yeah, there's not rubble. I can't quite see what the green is. Is that?
It's a decaying palm tree.
Okay. All right. We'll run kind of onwards down the coast.
Okay. Mitha?
Mithan would say, "Let's run now," and be keen to, and she would agitate to move. And if other people start moving as well, or people change direction, she would be keen to move.
Okay. So, as soon as people start moving rapidly, there is no sound from these things. That's the most hideous thing about them. There is no sound, but their faces shift again for anybody that's looking. And this is what you see. Massive teeth suddenly sprout from their face, and they both leap forward. One, and we're going to go into rounds. first and foremost, where's my music? First thing, they were moving very slowly. They were just kind of slowly shambling towards you. Looking at first like that, and then that, and then finally, most horribly, that. Nightmare fuel, anybody? Yep, nods from a couple of the players. Very good. GM's doing his job.
Very good.
Good. They were moving slowly. They now move with utterly sickening speed. Horrible, horrible speed. This one here launches itself into the air. Suddenly starts flying. Comes up over you. And straightens its arm down at Neathanel. It's about 35, 25 foot up in the air. And you see it, Neathanel, this horrible thing above you. Its mouth is moving. It looks as though it's trying to say something or shout out a word. These things are horribly, horrifically silent. It points its locked arm at you, and there's kind of a jolt that comes from its arm. And Neathanel, I would like you, please, to give me a channeling resistance roll. What level are you, please?
10.
10, thank you. To beat that. Want to know what you need to beat?
Yep.
You need to beat 106.
I don't think I'll bother rolling then. I'll have to. That means I have to roll. Wait, roll. Can I? If I roll over 95, do I go up?
Of course.
That's exactly what I need to do here then.
That is. I hope you do.
88.
It was close. What's your bonus?
-6. No, -5. No, +5.
So 88 plus 5. Okay. It was 88 plus 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Neathanel, this wave of loathsome, it's quite humid and fetid in this place, but this wave of chill and blackness washes over you, and you are stunned.
In a good way.
You roll well, but you're still stunned. Another of these horrific figures sprints into view. Moving. It's really weird. They're. It's not looking like it's running fast, but it's moving at the speed. It looks like they're moving at the speed of someone sprinting, but it looks like they're walking. Really strange. This figure appears out of the gloom and attacks Demos. We'll have a minus because
Does she accidentally land on Jamie?
Not flying, just moving. On this one is on the ground. This one here, unfortunately, I'm using a top-down map, so I can't show you height elevation. This one here is flying. This one here is on the ground. And I'm going to say you had a spear out. You didn't get a chance. You didn't even see this thing coming. It was so fast. So normally I would say that an adversary has to close the ranks because it's using its claws to attack you, or its hands to attack you. Not in this case. You do get your shield. And it smashes into you, Demos, and does you 15 in a D. The D unbalance is as follows. Coming up on screen. Oh, lucky.
Go Demos.
Go Demos. Oh. No, hang on. Sorry. Yeah, roll critical, and it was a 4. There we go. 2 more hits, Demos. So it tries to bash into you, to knock you down, and then jump on top of you and tear your throat out. But solid Demos kind of collects his thoughts. His spear's now operating. His spear is now useless, I'm afraid, Demos. It's at short range. Had you perhaps seen this thing coming or been aware of it coming, you might have had a chance to have kind of kept it at bay. Unfortunately, not at the speed these things are traveling. But fortunately, not a lot of damage. This one here. Launches itself up into the sky. So 2 are now flying. And does something with its hands, kind of summons. You feel like it's kind of pulling the air around you and around it, and then it just does that. And its target is these walls are at waist height, so it can definitely see both Grey, Leif, Mithan, and Keros. Can you, each one of you, roll a d4 and tell me who gets the lowest out of the 4 of you, please?
Sorry, I missed that bit. Who was rolling?
Grey, Leif, Mithan, and Keros.
Okay.
Eros got a 1.
Did anybody else get a 1?
No, I tried.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Keros, this thing targets you. Just gotta check that I got my facts right. Oh yes, easy. Easy. Alright, here's the... Okay. Okay, Keros, what level are you, please?
I think I'm 9. Let me just double check that. Oh no, I'm 10. Huh. Yay.
Yes,
Yay
yay. Yay for Keros. You are 10.
100.
1000, sure. Do you want me to tell you what you have to beat, or do you want to just roll the dice and see?
I just want to roll the dice, please.
Give me a roll.
Can I add anything to my roll?
Yes, your channeling resistance roll. Your channeling resistance bonus, I should say.
So I have rolled a 56.
Ooh.
Great from the sounds. And my resistance for channeling is plus 25.
There was some discussion off screen about who's lucky and who's not lucky. And I'm gonna have to do this. So Keros, this thing flies into the air. It's about 25 foot up as well. And it seems to do this for a second or so and then just blast something at you with both hands. And you feel this wave of blackness come over you. It's almost quite intoxicating and it's utterly terrifying. It's vaguely familiar as well. That's perhaps the most alarming thing, but there's definitely something familiar about this. Perhaps some time in the dark place or something.
Yeah, like being dead, do you mean?
But this wave comes over you, and you feel, for a second or so, these invisible hands kind of reaching into your body and trying to wrench or damage or otherwise do horrible things to each one of your 4 limbs. But there's something inside you, Keros, something strong. And you say, no. And not today. And indeed, not today. You are unaffected.
Oh, phew. Okay, good night. I'm done now.
That's the end of your game tonight? That's the end of your game tonight, Keros? She's on mute.
Yep, I'm off. Good night, everybody.
Niathanal, you are first to act. You are stunned. Definition of stun. Hopefully by now you have it, but I can read it out to you if you need it.
Well, it just means I can only move very slowly and not do anything else, right?
Stunned. For this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half their offensive bonus. Normal DB to quickness, shield, etc. is not affected. The only other actions allowed are movement and maneuver, both modified by -50. So half your movement range, and if you try to do a maneuver of any kind, you'd have -50 to the maneuver.
Okay, I think she will parry as best she can.
Yes.
And leave it at that.
Okay. Life.
So this thing is how the one that's attacked Kiros is how far up in the air?
About the same, 25 to 30 foot, 25-ish.
He does not have a lot he can do. Is he aware of it having attacked Kiros?
You did see it make some kind of motion and kind of do something. I would say you're unaware that it targeted Kiros. You saw it kind of do something. You were guessing some kind of hideous black incantation, but you don't know anymore.
Yeah, I guess in peripheral vision, Grey hasn't collapsed, so he's right. He would like to. No, not do that. That would be a disaster. He'll cast an instantaneous spell, Combat 2, which is a 4th level spell. So that's just to get that going. Oopsies. D100 is a 90. So I think that's
yes, success.
Yep, cool. 2. So that's the one that adds +10 to DB and attacks for 9 rounds.
Great, thank you.
I'll keep track of them.
Thank you.
First round. He's got his sword and shield out. He can't reach that one. He's probably unaware of. He's definitely unaware of what's happening with.
He is.
Demos.
He is.
Yep.
He is.
Bow is not magical. No. Perception roll. He will check behind him. He will check to see if he can figure if anyone was hit by that thing. He really sort of can't attack, so he'd like to do a perception roll, including the people behind him, please.
Okay, give me a roll.
But also looking out to see if there are any more on their way. That's a 30.
I'm not going to ask for a. That's unmasked, because you're aware of the scene. 30 plus what?
57.
57. In terms of having a look around him, it's right in front of him, so he takes in all of the information. He sees this thing flying, which he was probably unaware of up here, and he catches a glimpse, quite hard because this thing's short, it's half the height of a human, but in front of Demos, and Demos is kind of reeling a bit.
So checking over his shoulder, because he saw this thing make a gesture, and so he's aware that someone perhaps around him might
Too much information he doesn't know. Not in that, not in that short amount of time.
Okay.
Unless he wants to sacrifice the rest of the round, I'd give you that to inspect everything.
Yes, sorry. Yes, thank you. Yes, because he's not got much more to do. He doesn't have a ranged weapon. So, yeah.
Okay, if he's sacrificing the rest of the round, then in that case, yes, he has a good look around. He can see that Demos is right up next to this thing. It's right in front of him. Demos's spear is going to be next to useless at this range. You've seen that much. No one else around you is okay, so there's no visible sign that any of these characters are injured. And he's seen that this thing is flying about 25 foot up. 25 foot
No,
up.
That's his round. 3 words will be one attacking Demos.
Cool.
I'm sorry, another attacking Demos.
Right.
Thank you, Tom.
Gray, you're at -30 because of the ring in your head. What do you want to do, please?
That one that attacked Kiros, that's up in the sky, right? It hasn't landed, is it?
Correct.
I think he'd probably just want to. He'd want to get in closer to where Kiros is with his shield so that he can protect her if he needs to.
Okay. Done. Anything else?
He'd just be. I guess he'd just perceiving to see if any of them seemed like they're coming at them.
Okay. Okay, great. Give me again unmask because you're aware of at least the situation. Give me a roll.
Yep. Cool. 35.
35.
Yep.
Plus, what's his bonus?
His bonus is. It's changed. What is it now? It is 49.
It's 49. Cool. If he's spending the rest of the rounds, the movement to Kiros was negligible, so he'd have plus an additional. I think it's plus another. Help me with the maths, please, somebody. Another plus 10 over 30. Is it 70?
Sorry, he's done
Yes.
30% perception.
Yes. So it's a set plus 70 to the roll. Correct? Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. For every 10% over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Like Leif, you take in that entire scene, Gray. You can't see with that roll anything additional. You don't see any other figures approaching, but they might be. But immediately you've taken in all of that scene, and you're aware of all of the information around you with your companions and where those three foes are. That's the end of your round.
Cool.
Have fun.
So Mathan's got her broadsword because, of course, we've been fighting undead where we need magic weapons and a bow's not magical. So she's got no ranged. She is going to. Yeah, she's going to do a 30% perception to Demos to try and assess. That's just lovely. That's really off-putting. Ugh.
Love it. Nightmare fuel. Sleep well tonight, guys.
Bloody is. Yeah, she will. Leif's cued her to one being Demos attacking, having one on him. Yeah, so she would like to look to see what that situation is because she can't do anything to the flying ones. If that's so, perception to pick up on what's going there.
So
right.
10% or 30%?
30%, please.
Okay, 30%. Give me a roll.
78.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of picking up what's around her, yes, she spins around. She instantly sees right there that situation. She sees Neathanel. She sees this one here. She sees Etienne here. She takes in that information easily.
I don't want to game it, so you let me know. But does she register that the thing is so close to Demos, he won't be able to use the spear?
Yeah. Give me an intelligence check at negative. It's a stressful situation at negative 10, please. Just gonna wait 50 or better.
Oh, might be lucky there. That's 35. Yeah, no, she's not.
What's her intelligence? Her
Plus
reasoning?
15.
Plus 15. Close. No, she's panicked. She doesn't quite figure it out. No.
No, okay. So I'm just trying to think what she would do. 2 there. Yeah, no, okay, there's 2 down. Okay, no, she would move down. She'd move down. Yep, she'd move down to between Demos and Neathanel, but she's not going to shoulder her way in.
It's not really any...
No way that she can. Okay,
Yeah.
so she'll move in that direction anyway.
Cool.
But not perhaps. I mean, she hasn't figured she needs to be there, so not quite that close. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Lovely. Great.
Yeah.
Your round's done. Next is Etienne.
So they're both up in the air, right?
Oh, this one is up in the air. This one is up in the air. This one is on the ground.
Oh, great.
Oh, sorry. Of course, Graham. You can't see the screen. Sorry.
Oh, that's all good. I'm just gonna attack the one that he can attack with his holy sword.
Cool. It's a
It's telling a fire thing if he can.
It's a flank attack. Give me a roll.
72
It's a good roll.
plus 130.
Wow.
And that's a holy sword, holy crits.
Cool.
And cast firebolt.
Yep.
All right.
Horribly fast. That's the thing you take in. It's funny because they would just walk. They were kind of slowly shuffling up, and now they're moving quickly, very, very fast. The fact that all three of them started the initiative off might be some clue on that. However, that is a flank attack. It was a good roll on a flank attack, and Etienne is very, very good with the sword. Fast or not, Etienne, your blade strikes home. And not just strikes home, but you did overkill damage. And I'm about to tell you how much that was. Okay. 19 in an E, and let's see if there's any additional over the top of that. Unfortunately, there isn't. So it is just the E, at least with the damage. I understand there's an additional crit on that. Just let me get this set up for the crit. It's a holy weapon.
Yep.
Just coming. Just takes me seconds to shell. Lovely. I'm all ready for the holy crit when you are. Miro, please.
11.
11. A holy crit on what, by the way? What holy... Does it affect only certain creatures? And if so, what creatures does it affect?
You use the holy crits table, it says.
Okay. Nothing else about tick only for certain critters?
No, I think it just says it's a holy sword, uses the holy critical table.
Okay, cool. You do another 12 hits. Wham! And you said there's also a fire-related spell?
I want to bathe it in holy fire. Hallelujah.
Excellent!
Yeah, which is a quarter of the sword's OB, firebolt, instantaneous.
Excellent, thank you. Just
And
coming.
I think you use the same roll from memory, but
Yes, I think we do. And by the way, Demos, I just read something. You were very lucky with your attack. GM missed something, so you actually got off lightly. Etienne's now around there. So, Etienne on number 2. And it was say it was the same attack roll, is that right?
72, yeah.
72. Thank you. And how much for the firebolt? Quarter?
Quarter of the sword's OB. Sword's OB is 130.
Sure. So what?
Meaning that is
32. Have you got a calculator yet, Grant?
only electronically.
You do bathe, and you get a flank for that as well. You do bathe it, not so much bathe it. You kind of waft it in holy fire. You do it 3 additional hits.
3
I'm afraid.
on a 72.
Yep. Big difference between plus 32 on your roll and 130 on your roll. And these things are fast. Absolutely fast. That was Etienne's turn. You walloped it with your wacky steel stick pretty hard. Keros, you're next to act.
yeah. Are we in a new round?
Nope.
In a new-
No. First round.
Oh no, I'm getting confused with. Sorry, I'm too busy reading up Tarquin's bits, and I've lost track. Where am I, please?
Right there.
And the closest flying one is to the right.
I would ask you to find out whether you actually are aware of that. So you need to sacrifice some of your turn to actually be aware of where it is, because you are aware of that one. You'd turn to face that one, and you'd seen that one. There's nothing to indicate that you know where that one is.
Spell is 75%, so like a 10% perception. Do you mean?
Yes.
Oh yes, please. Could I please do that?
Okay. Give me an unmasked perception roll just to see if you clock it. Basically, pretty much a non-failure is all you need.
11.
It's a low roll. What's your
Oh,
perception?
37.
Oh.
No, 37.
37 plus what?
Perception is plus 35.
Plus 35. Look, it's a glance around you, and even though it's literally a 1 second glance, wasn't a lot, but it was enough to clock that it was not a failure, and there's people looking up at it. Yes, you see that, folk.
May I please cast the shock bolt, and may I please use my special ring that I can use once daily?
Sure. How does that work?
So I can use it once daily, and if I use shock or lightning bolt, it's a slaying attack on a non-human, like on a devil, demon, undead.
I do need to know the exact.
Oh,
It is important for the.
okay. Let me go. Sorry, go back to my channel. So the description for my channel is. Sorry. So it is a simple platinum band with an engraved life rune. A magician who casts a shock bolt or a lightning bolt at either any undead or demonic target while wearing the ring can consider it to be a slaying attack, usable 1 per day.
Done. You can use that. So you have a tune to it, I believe.
Yes.
You've used 10% action to look around. Give me a roll.
37 plus 110, I think, from memory.
It's me.
Sorry,
110.
that roll's not 37. That was your perception.
Oh, 7. Sorry, I've got a slight delay on
It's
my
a
computer.
delay. Yeah.
Great, Pete. 79
There you
plus
go.
110. Thank you, Pete.
Saying
Good
about yeah. Shockbolt 110. It is indeed 110. The range on this is 22 feet from you. I think that range is going to have no effects, neither a positive nor a negative. Correct? It doesn't. It is it's fast. Like you blast at it and it attempts to duck out of the way with horrific speed, Keros, and it is fast. And you did roll well. However, it's not quite fast enough. And that hits home with 5 and an A electricity. That A changes to a slaying critical strike.
Go.
I'm ready for the slaying critical strike. When you're ready, make it count, Keros.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Oh.
88.
You do it. So there is a. From Keros's hand, and this blast of energy finds its target. It absolutely knocks it for a colossal additional 25 hits, Keros. Bang! But that's it. Wallop. You hit it hard, and you can see it sizzling where the energy it's smashed into this thing. You thought for a second it was too fast and it got out of the way, but no, you did manage to get it. Demos is next.
So the sizzling one, is that the one that's close to him? No.
It's up here. Just seen Etienne come up and lamp this thing on the side.
He's trying to think what he can do. He's trying to think what he can do. He's still too close to use Jamie, isn't he?
Yes.
Too close.
Yes, but remember, you can always elect to use your rounds to step away, so you're in optimum distance for next round to attack with a longer weapon, or use another weapon, or do something else. Your call.
Yeah, I think that he's going to do that. He's going to opt to step
Okay.
back a step so that he can get it, and then be ready to charge as soon as he sees a available time.
Yeah, cool. So closing and widening, if you use half your OB with your spear, so this is kind of using your fancy footwork to, in this case, not close the distance, but open the distance, you can still parry this round, although it's just attacked you, so perhaps not so necessary. But it's a 50% action, and it's an all or nothing medium maneuver to change. So give me a roll. If you don't make the medium maneuver, you just stay where you are, basically.
Okay.
Your roll.
22.
22 for a moving maneuver. It's an all or nothing. What is half Grey's skill with a spear, please?
Half of his thing with a spear is... Where is your spear? It would be 61.
61. Total of 83. Grey, you have a 60% this round to back off and put basically, you're not at optimum range. Yes, and to put yourself at optimum range to use your spear. I think. Yes. Give me a roll. If you roll 60 or under, you're good.
Right. There we go. Sorry, just getting confused with all the channels. 47.
47. You're good.
He's good.
So Grey, you step back. Let me just think this through. You were at short range. You've now moved to medium range. So you can attack next round at a -15, but you can at least attack. It can't currently, unless it tries to close the distance, it currently can't attack you because you've got a long pointy thing out in front of you, and it's trying to scrabble its way through at you. It got that first attack on you essentially by surprise and massive speed. But now you know where it is, you can somewhat keep it at bay. So you can either keep it at bay and attack it, but it will need to then close the distance again to attack you if it chooses to.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then lastly, Tarquin.
Right. Whereabouts is he, please, Jim? He's there. And the one on the ground is near Etienne, right?
Not that Tarquin knows that.
Okay.
Karen.
So Tarquin will need to do a 10% perception to find that out, hopefully, please.
Sure. Basically just looking over his shoulder. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, he's heard noise and movement behind him. So, yep.
But roll? You want
Yes,
me to
please.
roll?
Yes. Yep.
63.
Yep. That's fine. It's unmasked.
Okay.
He glances over his shoulder for a second. He catches a glimpse. How much can you see in 1 second? But yeah, he catches a glimpse of this thing here.
Okay. Can Tarquin please cast for 75%?
Mhm.
Because he can't do much else. Face shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Allows caster to alter the form of his face, and he'd like to alter it to the same face that they've got with the teeth. He'd like to,
Bit of that.
yep, and he'd like to direct it to the one on the ground, screaming and yelling and being horrific.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not. That's the really horrible thing, by the way. These things are not making a sound. No sound.
He'd like to make a sound.
Okay.
But he'd like to call out, "I'm okay,"
Okay.
to the team, so they don't think like he's been infected or.
Okay.
And has he got any percentage left? 75, 85. Couple of words. Are you going to make him use some percentage for that?
He's got 15% left.
Can he take the magic dagger that he got from the hall and start moving towards? No.
Because you said last time that he had his sword drawn, and it takes 20% action to draw another weapon.
Okay, well, he'd like to then, with his scary face, screaming, but while saying, "I'm okay, guys," move towards the one near Etienne.
Cool. So give me a roll for the spell. He hasn't prepared on this, so...
Oh, forget about that.
Yep. So it's a negative 30 to the roll. Give me a roll, please.
I get so comfortable with Keros and her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, that's a 6.
That's a 6. Negative 30. That's a negative 24. That, unfortunately, Keros, is a spell failure.
Oh, shame. Sorry, team. I forgot about the prep because Keros doesn't like. Yeah, sorry.
Now, with the spell failure, this is an open-ended roll. If you roll low, there's a very good chance that you have something like momentary lapse of concentration delays spell casting for 1 round. If you roll poorly, and when I say poorly, you would have to roll a 95 plus once, twice, 3 times. You could suffer a severe stroke and fall into a 3-month coma. So no pressure, but can you roll the dice, please?
Oh, sorry, Giles. I was trying to be cute. 82.
82.
Oh god.
Serious strain causes caster to misfire. Caster does not lose the spell points, but you are stunned 2 rounds. So for the next 2 rounds, Tarquin, you do nada.
Oh, I was trying to be scary.
Nice attempt. So it'll be, you've acted this round, so it'll be for next round. That is indeed the end of the round. We're going into the next round. Initiative. Rolling initiative. Any changes to initiative that I should be aware? Anybody using either a bow on the string? I don't think anybody does. Or using magic that they would normally do to initiative-fy themselves. Going once. Going twice. Gone. This horrible beast here moves with terrifying speed and attempts to rake Leif with its claws as it passes and flies over
here. Is it possible for him to parry?
Yes. If you put it in the channel, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is.
Yep.
So hound just coming. Is that one on you? Okay. go on Leif. And it's rolling. Okay. It would be a rear flank on you. And yes, what is Leif parrying, please?
He's parrying 50%.
Oh, hang on a sec. It just rolled a 95 on its attack.
Oh dear.
Here's the next roll. Exclamation mark. Space D100. 50.
Ooh, okay, that's not good though.
No, it isn't. And no, it isn't. It's on a large parry. Large. Now, I just need to check something in terms of rules. There we go. Attacks with a max roll, breaking 500, small, medium, large, brawling attacks. Follow the breaking 500, only applied to open-ended. Only half the additional. X-crits require the amount over, double the amount over. Excellent. Good. Thank you. I understand that. That's very good. Leif is wearing what type of...
One.
He's wearing
Sorry.
run. Yep.
One.
Now, first and foremost, yes, let's get the parry done. So how much did he parry?
Half, which is 57.
You.
And then there's other things on that as well.
Yes, please. Tell me what the other things are.
So, if this is a question, if this is an undead, wraith, or right, it would have an extra plus 25 because that's his sword.
It is not.
Okay, cool. If it is and he's got a plus. He's got his shield, which is plus 20.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the ring, which is plus 10. He's got his spell, which is plus 10, and the ring has also got plus 25 to DB to attacks from a demon. So
Does
a demon an extra.
Does get that. So I currently have his DB at 50. I've got his shield as 20, and I've got his DB. Sorry, I'll start again. His parry at 57. His DB at 20.
Yep.
Hang on. Let me try that again. Sorry. His DB at 29. His shield at 20. His parry at 57. And do I add on an additional 20 on top of that? Is that right?
I count
another
it as
30.
another
30.
35.
5. Okay.
20 from the ring, 25 from the ring, and 10 from his spell.
Done. Okay. Done.
Whew.
The parry, and I'm pleased you put it in the Discords, that's saved him a lot of grief. 13 in a B/. B/ I'm going to roll in the open. Just as well, because the computer rolled a 71. Let's see what the B/ is. Here's the B/ coming at you now. Exclamation mark R space D 100. Why didn't that work? Oh, because I put an R in. Exclamation mark R space D 100. Here we go, coming at you now. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Lucky.
Very lucky.
2 more hits. So this thing, again, completely soundless. Kind of mouthing something at you. Making this face as it flies over you in rage and fury. And also just kind of... if you look at those eyes, just pure evil. There is nothing but loathing and hatred for you in those eyes. And
neutral.
And it moves, doesn't flap or anything, it just moves at speed. Rockets past Leif, ducks down obviously, claws at him, and moves on and stops. You get the feeling it could have gone a lot further, but it stops there, around, again, 20, 25 foot above.
Will he get an opportunity to attack it in his turn?
No.
Or is it done? It's done.
Too fast.
Cool.
Too fast. If it was on the ground, perhaps, but not flying. Lucky, Leif. Very lucky. This one here moves over and locks its wrist and does the same thing, not that you saw it, Leif, but the same thing that happened to Neathanel at you, Leif. There's the 9. There's the 98.
Jesus.
Okay. Leif, you are what level,
9.
please?
9. So he can't parry. This is a resistance roll. He can't parry
Correct.
or anything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. 9th level.
9th level.
Okay. Do you want to know what you got to beat?
Yeah. 100 and 200 and
147.
I'm sure I can do that.
You're on.
91.
91. Not bad. What's his challenge?
Getting there. Plus 10.
Okay.
Oh. Him soaking up the damage, that sort of... That feels like a different fight.
Leif, you feel this dark, malevolent, just hatred, pure loathing for everything that breathes, all that you are, wash over you, and these tendrils just slow you. You can move ineffectually, you can think ineffectually, and you are stunned, Leif.
Not stun, no parry.
Correct. This critter here attempts to disengage for 30% action. There's the 90. I'm not lying. Here's the 90. There's the 90. Another 90. Can you see it? Can you guys see it?
We squint. We believe you, though.
Sure. Should be able to see it. Anyway. I don't know how many 90s that is this evening. It's the 90. Is my camera back vaguely in the right place? Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. 90. It disengages and flies directly upwards. So exactly where it is, and goes up to the same height, about 20-25 foot. All three of these things are at, I'm going to say 20 foot above you, 25 foot above you. It doesn't do anything else. Neathanel, you are stunned.
Still okay.
Yes.
I'll say I'm stunned. Not in a good way. I'll say that quite loud. I'm bloody stunned, and but she will attempt to parry if anything comes her way.
Okay. Leif, you are stunned.
Oh, so sorry. He'll do the same.
Okay.
Yep. and attempt to parry, but he'll declare he's not feeling great.
Sure. Mithun.
If she was to cast a 10-foot wall, sort of right in front of Leif, would that block the creature? Sort of the maths of it, block the creature's views of Leif and Grey.
There's the remains of kind of a decaying palm tree. Well, hang on. Which one are you talking about? There's several of them.
Sorry. Yeah, true. So Mithan is thinking sort of if she was to cast a 10-foot wall that would go from directly to Leif's left, sort of joining onto the ruins of that wall, and go, from the ruins of the wall across Leif. In front of him, that direction, right? Yeah, exactly, right across there, maybe angled a bit more. Yeah, would, in her estimation, if it was 10 foot tall, I suppose she better use some action to sort of do this math thing, I assume.
Yes, we are going to have to start doing maths. Yes, thank you.
Yep. Would that block its view? It's 25 foot, 30 foot up in the air. Would she be able to sort of block its view of it?
Sure, yeah. Some, depending on how close you are to the wall. Leif would probably be blocked, yes.
Yeah, cool. And even if she made it sort of an angle that's more upwards, so try to catch Grey behind the wall. So from Grey, where Grey meets the wall, yeah, okay. She sort of is at a loss for other things to do. It doesn't know if that's... Yeah, if the bottom of... If the start of the wall was further down on that ruined wall, and went more vertically, just about that sort of thing, sort of catching Grey, trying to block Grey's the one that flew and hit Leif and is now over to the left, trying to block its view of Grey as well. I don't know. I'm just pitching around. No, okay. Okay. She will.
I would ask for some kind of maths roll.
Yeah.
And I should have done this. This should have been... We've talked about this offline, of course. This should have been something I've done plenty of times before. Keros, you were lucky with your pit and the Children of the Moss. But...
what percentage of is her action to sort of make that
eyeball? Judgments. That's a really good question. I'm going to make this up on the fly. Jot it down. Yes, yes, good. Call it a 20% action, so you can still cast a spell afterwards. Yep.
She can. Yeah, she'll have a go at casting this. No. That one's gone up. She doesn't. How long to drop her sword? Nothing. Get out her bow. String her bow.
2 rounds to string a bow.
And then she's still got to load it. No, she can snapshot. She'll... Yeah, no, she'll do that. Drop her sword and go for a bow.
Okay, done. Grey Roughwind.
Not really. There's nothing around him that he can whack right now. So I think he is just gonna keep his shield up and just be ready to parry with everything.
Okay, sure thing. Keros.
Is that flying one still flying? Sorry, my computer died and I had to change to my phone, so I missed a little bit.
Oh. 1, 2, 3 are flying. 20 each.
Does she see?
25 foot up. Yes, all 25 foot up. She's glanced around. She's twigged where all 3 are.
Could she please fire a shock bolt at the one closest, like bottom right? That one on its own? Down, yeah.
Cool.
And would someone mind rolling for me, please, because I'm on my phone?
Give me a roll.
Whoever feels lucky.
one, Aiden.
I'll give it a go. Cross your fingers.
It's for love. Come on now.
It's all for love. Oh, all right. There we go. Oh God. 3.
What is a fumble? Actually, is that a spell failure?
I think it's a 1. A fumble's a 1, isn't it?
Yeah, not 3. 3's fine, especially 'cause she doesn't have to,
She's so
The-
special.
Yeah.
The only if you got a modified 3, actually a 3 to 20, goodness me, on a shock bolt, that would be a failure, but that is modified. The only unmodified roll that is an automatic failure is a 1 or a 2. So with your 3 along with your 110,
That little bit of love got you over.
that little bit,
It's
that
only a little bit.
little bit of love,
Yeah.
110.
All it takes.
There's a blast, and your bolt of energy goes sailing past you, completely missed.
Oh.
Sorry.
You need to work on your love.
Tarquin, you are stunned because of your spell failure last round. What do you do?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay,
Like
sure.
what? I mean, what can you do when you're stunned? You can move a little bit, right? You can.
Yep. So I read it out before, read it out again.
Sorry, I might have
That's all
missed
right.
that.
That's all right. Stun number of rounds. For this number of rounds, the target may not attack. They may only parry with half their offensive bonus. Normal DB due to quickness, shield, etc. is unaffected. The only other actions allowed are movement and maneuver, both at -50.
Just parry if need be.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, nothing.
Okay. Demos, you have successfully disengaged, and rather irritatingly, your prey has just flown 25 foot up in the air.
Yep, that is somewhat disappointing for poor old Demos, and especially disappointing for Jamie.
Yep.
Part of him wants to throw the spear, but he knows if he throws the spear, he's kind of a little bit at a loss. So he is. Is there anyone around him that maybe just needs a little bit of help, a little protection? Tarquin. He's going to stand next to Tarquin with his spear trained at the sky in case any of them try to land on him, and he'll try and skewer him.
Okay. Done. Etienne.
There's still one next to him.
No, it's flown up into the sky, 25 foot up.
Ah, it's longer than my little broadsword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess he'll keep his eyes up in the air, but looking at it, he'll prepare, and if he can edge a bit closer to Niathanal, because he's just heard that she's stunned. Yeah, right in front of her. Oh, sorry, between the nasty, if it's up in the air, and Niathanal, that's in the middle. Yeah, that's it. And he will obviously face it, expecting, preparing to parry if necessary, but will prepare.
Okay. That is the end of the round. GM's just going to quickly get a drink, have a quick chat. Back with you in a sec.
This is pointing out a hole in our abilities. Ranged attacks.
Yeah, it's only Mythan who's got a bow, right?
Yeah, and because we've been doing undead, didn't even think about it. And I don't fancy our chances of arrows having an effect on. She's got no magical arrows.
No, although it's probably a demon, not undead, don't you think?
Yes.
And do demons require magical weapons?
Don't know.
Yeah. So Etienne can cast, assuming it is a demon, he can try and, if it's a type 1, then he could have a crack at repelling it.
You know what we should do? We should scarper for the tower and put the dust across the door.
Yeah, but who knows what we're running into, right? And also,
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
also,
Yeah.
3 of us are. I'd have to
Stunted.
carry 3 people.
Yeah, true. True. So Etienne can do a repel undead or a repel demon.
That's why he's preparing it. I guess he'll prepare at least a round to do that.
Have any of our other items got some wonderful off you go demon stuff?
Yep, the dagger that Tarquin can banish a demon once per day.
Let's go with that, Tarquin. Reckon, yeah? He's attuned it?
Assume so. Don't know. Wasn't here.
Oh, yeah, true.
The Etienne has a broadsword that can inflict more damage on it, and we've got the Leif's longsword, obviously, that would be quite handy.
Yeah, I don't think that Tarquin can use that because it's just given to Tarquin, attuned by Leif, and he only knows what it does.
Oh, bugger.
Should have.
Really should have done this before we got in here, shouldn't we?
Well, we didn't know it was going to be demons, did we? Well, I suppose we were getting a bit of a strong hint now with. Whoops.
Leif, you've got. Did your DB increase when you were?
Did.
Oh, good. Right. Okay.
It did. So that black ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus 10 to DB and then plus 25 to DB to from attacks from demons.
And Demos, if your iron rod is working, you could get a full shield out of that.
Yeah, I think didn't he have to attune to it? He hasn't attuned to it. But he can whack them with it.
Yes. In that case, we can hold hands and travel to the void. That's about it.
Oh my! Right.
If we grab one of their hands, take them to the void, and then let go, and then travel back?
Only once per day.
Yeah.
We'd have to have a nice day out with them.
Yeah. It'd be like a demon amusement park for them. They'd probably quite like it.
See the sights.
Yeah.
All right, we're off. 30 seconds into the fight. Sorry, Graham, did you have one last thing?
No, I didn't. I wish I did have one last thing. Who's got one last thing?
I don't know.
Come on. Somebody must have something they can do at range other than Carrios.
What else have we got?
Has Demus got his other spear?
He does. He still has Brittany.
Well,
She's just a bit useless against.
So hang on, Demos is walking along with 2 spears. He can't stow them anywhere, right? It's not like something you can just stick in your pack.
They don't break down, do they?
Not really.
People go for long walks. They do that, don't they? They've got those walking poles.
Yeah.
I mean, you're call if you would, but he also has a shield as well. So where does he carry that?
Let's not question these things.
He could drop one, of course.
I think maybe he would have kept the tip of Brittany just so he's always got it with her, but maybe he wouldn't have kept 2 poles.
Is it possible to carry 2 spears and drop one?
It is possible. It's pretty awkward because how do you carry your shield for a start?
Oh, I mean, like literally into in one hand, you carry like
No.
2.
No. You can carry 2 javelins because they're lighter. A spear is a bigger, heavier, gruntier weapon. 2 javelins, but 2 spears.
So could he carry one with his? How's his shield attached to him? How's your shield attached?
You hold on to it. What? Yeah. Yeah. Your call, Aiden, but I think it's unlikely he'd be carrying 2.
Yeah.
He is your character, but it would be pretty.
I think
pure practicalities moving.
I want him to be able to have carried 2, but I do agree that it's probably unlikely. I think he would have just kept a piece of Brittany as a keepsake, and said goodbye. and moved on with his sister.
Can you imagine, you're walking through the forest or the jungle or whatever, and you are constantly...
I mean, he could have used them as like, like those walking sticks.
He could have. Look, it is your character, and it is your decision. If you feel he would have, I'm happy to. But
no, I think that's kind of. I think that wouldn't. It doesn't make sense logically. He's a soldier. I don't think he would have. I think he would want to be ready, and I think he would probably want to travel lighter rather than heavier.
Cool. All right.
Probably not.
Cool. Done.
Sadly.
Done. All right. It is the next round. This one does she really seems to have it in for Leif. Does the same again on Leif. Swoops down, scratches, and moves off over here, or attempts to.
Same again for Leif. Sorry, I didn't put him to channel this time, but I think he's stunned. Of course he's...
So you can only parry a maximum of 50%.
Oh, okay.
When you're stunned, so I've read it out now twice or three times tonight. Yep, you can only...
So he's going to be parrying 20% because he'll split his parry.
Okay. This time, you'll be pleased to know, no 97s. It was a much lower roll. So what is the parry and what are the other mods? 29 for his DB, 20 for his shield. How much for the parry, and then how much for anything else?
23 for the parry.
Thank you. And other mods? 20, 30, 35, I think.
Yeah. So 10 for the spell, 25 if it's a demon. If the demon happens.
This time you're lucky, Leif. It races down over the top of you, and a glancing shot, one hit point. Boop. Grazing shot. Next up. This one above you, Etienne, does nothing other than move slightly. It's hang on, just get rid of Etienne. It moves over here. It stares down at the 5 of these characters with horrific, malevolent intent. But does nothing this round. This one here This one here flies and doesn't attack this round. And does it? No. Flies and moves there. Eyeing up both Leif and Grey. Ethanol, you are no longer stunned.
Bingo. Right. What could she do? She will hold up her new shiny dagger and be prepared to, if something comes past, prepared to parry with it. But otherwise, we'll prepare.
Done. Leif, you are still unfortunately stunned. Any actions I should be aware of? Anything saying, doing?
No, he'll just say yes. He'll just reiterate he's not feeling well.
Okay. Tarquin, you are also still stunned.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing else?
No, just ready to parry if need be.
Okay. Mithran, you dropped your sword and taken out your bow. You've spent 1 round stringing your bow. You've got 1 more round to string your bow. Does that sound right? Yep. Cool. Great. What do you do?
Oh, goodness. Kind of. Just having to see if there's any. I'm just perusing his spell list to see if there's anything. I think actually. Where are you? Where are you? All right. He. No, sorry. I think he's just gonna he's just gonna keep as he is and be ready to parry with everything that he has. Shield is up and axes in hand, ready to lob off heads should they get close.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Etienne.
Etienne.
Mhm.
Right. I'm not sure he can really. Gotta get up a bit close. No, he'll have to keep preparing, I think.
Okay.
And opportunity parry. Otherwise, and then what he might do is say to Grey, "Make me fly."
Okay.
Baby.
Okay. Cool. You yell that out. Keros, you're next.
Do you mind just pointing out where they're flying again, please?
There's one here. There's one here. And there's one here.
Okay, shock bolt to the closest one, please.
That one. So over Tarquin's head.
Yes, not hitting Tarquin.
Okay. Give me a roll.
If someone wouldn't mind rolling for me, please. Not Aiden.
Fair enough.
I can if you want. I don't know. Are you happy for me to try?
Absolutely.
Oh, 47.
That's pretty good. It's better than 3.
That's going to be good enough.
Where's the love?
Love.
Where's the
love? Yeah, where is the love? Quite right.
There was 2 points of love. That got you over.
Blast from Keros. There's a blast of energy from your hands. These things are sickeningly fast, but again, not quite fast enough. And you deliver 4 in an A electricity crit. Roll a crit, please.
Me, is it?
Go, Pete. That's
Okay.
you.
I want a really good report back to... Oh, there's a 9 in it, but only a 9. Sorry.
No, perfect.
1 more hit point.
Thank you.
Demos.
Yes.
Your turn.
Have any of them kind of ducked down a little bit? Like, can he?
What, within spear range? No,
Yeah.
oddly enough.
little. That's somewhat difficult.
So how it would work in the game is if you can beat their initiative. In other words, if you get to
Yeah.
attack first and they come near you, you get to attack them
Yeah.
first.
Yep. Well, maybe he'll just he's just going to use a little bit of his round to kind of make obscene gestures at them to kind of trick them into lure them in, and like he's going to be like, "Wow," give them whatever might have set them.
Yep.
Maybe flashed his kilt at them a little bit and just be like really upsetting, and then just brace himself.
So they turn and look at you
She
like
looked
that.
excited.
Yeah.
She could get scared.
Yes. She is hungry.
Mm.
That is the end of the round. One thing I should have noted, bit murky in Rolemaster whether or not you could get an attack on something flying past you. I'm ruling for these combatants, these are very fast, and your ability to get a swing at them, not possible. If you beat them in initiative, however, you can. So you would get a first strike for potentially a slower opponent. So let's say for argument's sake, another normal humanoid that has a fly spell on them. Depending on the situation, you might be able to attack them as they go past. So just as a heads up, not a hard and fast rule, but that's what we're playing tonight.
Can I ask, is there anything we can do to increase our initiative as melee combatants? I know for archery and missiles we can be readied.
Yes.
But for melee we can't, is that right?
You can roll better.
Oh, can we do that then, please?
Yeah, sure. What's the phrase? Get good. Okay, that is the end of the rounds. One more rounds before we wrap at 10. Does that sound okay? Good for that. Thumbs up. Anybody not okay with that? Going once. Okay, we're off. End of the rounds. Initiative. Rolling initiative. This critter gets to act first. And it swoops down to attempt the same thing on Neathanel. Rocketing him with its claws. Neathanel, you said you were parrying. I'm guessing you might have put that in the chat already. And it attempts to rake Neathanel with its razor-sharp claws. It attacks with that. Okay. Neathanel, I've got your DB as 37. I have a shield for you as 20. What is
67? DB is her quickness. Her quickness alone is minus 30. Is 37.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading out. 37 for her quickness. DB of 20 for her shield. What's her parry,
Oh, right.
please?
Oh, I got you. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, she's got an extra plus 10. So her DB is 67, and her weapon. What's her short sword?
No. What I want to know is what is her parry, please? What's her parry?
Oh, well, she can't do anything else, so she'll go full parry.
Sure. What's her parry with a dagger?
It is 59.
59. Thank you. 59. And you said you had an extra something or other?
So yeah, her total DB is plus 67.
Okay. I break it down. So 37 for her DB, 20 for her shield, and then her parry is 59. And does she have something on top of that as well? You said something about a 10 bonus?
Yeah, got a plus 10 bonus.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. That's ample. She swoops down at you, whatever this thing is, takes a swipe at you with its claws, and Neathanel, you relatively easily block that attack, and it swoops over and ends up about here. Next. This one locks its arm now in a reasonably familiar gesture, points at Grey, and again seems to be chanting some kind of words at Grey. Roll is not a 90, you'll be pleased to hear. And Grey, what level are you, please?
8.
Okay. Is number... Cool, okay. Okay, Grey. You want me to tell you what you got to beat, or do you just want to roll the dice? Find out.
I think I'm just gonna roll.
Okay. Give me a roll, and then tell me what it is, and then add on your channeling resistance roll.
Okay. It's 87.
Wow.
But its channeling resistant roll is only 2, so 89.
Same, similar to Keros. This black kind of cloud comes over you, Grey. You feel it holding you, slowing you, dulling your senses, making you ineffectual. But Grey, the rough winds are made of sterner stuff than this, and you successfully shake it off and keep on trucking. Nice work, Grey.
Ew.
This one here, directly above Etienne, does a similar kind of gesture, and then just does this at you, Etienne, and blasts down at you, 20 foot above, 25 foot above. What's number? Yep. Okay.
So yeah, he go. I mean, he's opportunity full parry. If he
Yep.
can't hit them,
Yep,
hit
yep,
them on the fly, then yeah.
Yep. Got it. Got it. Okay. Now, Ray. Sorry, Etienne. You are dressed in full plate.
Yeah.
Maybe it should have waited. Maybe it should have waited. Etienne, what level are you, please?
8.
8. Cool. Okay. Etienne, can you please roll the dice and add on your channeling resistance? I can tell you what you need to beat or what you're not. Your choice.
Yeah. Tell me.
You need to beat a whopping 33. Can you do it? 62.
Plus 14.
Yeah, it should have waited. It's this is this is an altogether horrible feeling, Etienne. In fact, so horrible, I'm going to type it into your chat. So coming into Etienne's chat now, you probably don't have any chance to share it with the team at the moment. You're successful in resisting what happens, but in a second I'll type something. Coming. Chat now, Etienne. It is a horrible, horrible sensation. You resisted, but the close shave that it was just fills you with utter dread. Next up, Nathaniel. What do you do?
She was preparing, wasn't she?
She was.
I think you may as well. What did she do? Sorry, just reading.
It's all right.
Yeah, I guess she's been preparing one round, was it?
Correct.
Sorry, remind me, is that a 0 now, or is that another round to
No,
get
that's
Z to 0?
negative 15.
Yeah, she better go another round then.
Okay. Done. Leif.
Of the opportunity, yeah, take yourself.
Leif, you're still sunned.
Hey.
Tarquin, you are unsunned.
Yay! And still can't do anything. Can he please start preparing this round?
Sure thing.
Because that's what everyone does if you're not Keros. You prepare.
What does Grey do, please?
Gray's also going to do the obscene hand gestures while being ready to parry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mifan, you now have 2 rounds. You now have a bow strung at the end of this round. Correct? Yes.
I thought... I'm confused. I thought we discussed that it was a second round last round. I'm really confused.
Was it? Oh, I might have got my rounds wrong. You tell me.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. So she will load. Load, please.
Load. Done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and so loading. Ooh. Oh, it doesn't really make much difference. But no, she'll get initiative. So she loads for sorry, it should take a moment. She loads at 70%. Can she use the remaining 30% to be a hidden initiative?
Yes. She'll have an arrow on the string. She'll get plus 50 to her initiative. Not a hit. Yeah, she'll get plus 50 to her initiative at the beginning of next round, which will be next game.
Thank you.
Etienne.
He's had 2 rounds now, hasn't he? So I think he will cast, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Muriel. Has
Yeah, oh,
so,
ooh,
big
97.
97. Has he cast today
Not
already?
yet.
Okay, so this is his freebie.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spell definitely goes off with a 97. What happens?
Sorry.
Pete?
He
Oh, did
cast. He cast a courage or a something or other
He-
just
Oh,
before. Sorry.
Thank you for your honesty, Pete. And yes, he did. And of course, Graham wasn't. He wasn't in the session, so fair point, Graham. You didn't know, but yes, Etienne did. I'll take that 97 as his Transcend Armor. If you're happy with that.
Yeah.
Cool. So the Transcend Armor is successful.
46.
46. The spell also goes off.
He'd like to cast Hold Kind
Okay.
on the one that's presumably still hovering above him.
Okay.
Range 100 feet.
Yep.
Humanoid target is held 25% of normal action.
Great. So it's an attack roll. So what was the roll, please?
46.
So 46. Cool. You prepared for 2 rounds, so that's plus 0 on the attack.
Yeah.
So you don't get a positive, a minus or a bonus. You get your level, or your base spells is probably the better way to describe it, if you have base spells as a skill.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And you get range if it was within 10 foot. It's not within 10 foot. So it's a pure 46 is the roll. So that's taken as it is. So that's that result. You are going for this one here. So the range is 20 foot up, which means it's not, you don't get a penalty for your range, but you don't get a bonus. It's 20 foot up. It's that level. You are 8th level, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. To succeed, to be unaffected by your spell, this critter needs to roll a 47 or better. I'm going to roll it in the open for dramatic effect. And you guys are looking at the channel now. Here's the roll. It needs to roll better than a 47 to resist. If it rolls under 47, it fails Etienne's spell. Exclamation mark R space D100 coming at you now. 47 or under, and it fails. Afraid Etienne, you cast the spell. There is no effect. You've got 25% left to act. What do you do?
That'll just go on protecting himself should the thing coming down again.
Okay. Demos.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no one on the ground for him to get. So he's going to keep going. I did have a question though. Just before that, I forgot to ask. If you cast an air wall, could you cast it more as like an air ceiling? Like, does the air wall have to be touching or something, anything, or could it be like?
What's the description of the spell? As always, it's my default.
Let me see. Air wall creates a wall of dense tuning air, cuts all movement and attacks through it by 50%, i.e. 50 minus 50 to attacks.
Cool.
That's
So
kind of all it says.
what's the range and what area does it cover?
Range is 50
Foot?
foot,
Yep.
is it?
Foot. Yep. 50 foot. Yep.
50 foot. Type is E. And area of effect is 10 by 10 by 3.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you can cast that anywhere by my read.
Okay. Cool. Good to know for future use.
Anything Demos does.
Okay. Demos can't do that, so Demos is just going to hold his ground.
Okay.
And wish that he could.
Okay. Very good. And the last actor of the round, and it will be the last actor of the night, is your favorite weather mage and my favorite weather mage, Keros.
Right.
That sounds definitive.
Who's closest to her, please? Which crazy lady?
Well, is that a lady?
Oh,
Uh,
that's me when I see pizza. But yeah.
that one is 20 foot above you and 6 foot and 26 foot above you. That's the closest.
Okay. Can she please fire off an ice bolt this round?
Nice bolts. Changing things up. Sure, give me a roll.
Yeah. Can I please ask Graham to roll because I feel like he's doing well.
You reckon? Oh, all right.
Give me a roll.
Yeah, I am actually 96.
Wow.
Woo!
Roll again.
Plus 100.
Plus 100. Roll again.
35.
Plus 30.
Bravo. Thank you.
That's what you needed.
Could have been rolling all along, Graham.
Yeah, Graham.
No, we're just building. We're building to the last attack of the evening.
Goodness me. That was a heck of a shot. That's 12. Oh no, it'd be more than 12, but in an F. F is a pretty serious spell. Serious attack. Where's my here we go. Ready? Bumpfa. Nice rolling, Graham. Ice bolts on that level. That was down to 9. Okay. Wham! Even with their speed, that's still overkill, Keros. So
Well done, Graham.
yeah, nice work. So that is 15 in an F. You do it. And the F impact is as follows. It's an E impact and then an A cold. So we'll roll the E impact first. Rolling the E when you are ready, please, and then the A cold. Give me a roll.
Is that what I'm doing?
Yes, please.
Please.
88. Bring it on.
Oof.
Down. Coming down in flames. Tailspin. Smash.
Yeah, this blast from Keros. This one here was the one you're on. The impact is extreme, and this creature is rocketed back, and there is this sickening. You all hear it. Suddenly, the noise of Tarek Nev just at that 1 second is quiet, and there is just this sickening kind of crunching noise as multiple bones and innards inside this thing just collapse in on itself. Plus 50 hits. The actual description of the spell, of the crit, I should say, is blast crushes bones in foe's lower body. Foe finds life hard and dies in 3 rounds. Plus 50 hits. I love these crits. Plus 50 hits. I don't think I've ever seen that before in a critical. And just for fun, do you want to roll the A cold as well?
Of course we do. Of course we do.
Go, Graham.
So just give me a second to sort this out, please. There we go. And we're doing an A. Oops.
be good to know if we could freeze those bones as they were being splintered.
I think that's... Okay, and we're ready for the ACOB when you are.
Nah, boo. Sorry. 13.
13. Well, you did pretty well first time round.
Yeah, no need for sorries.
Another two hits. Yeah, this thing just collapses. It is the impact from that pushes it a whopping 20 foot. The length of our lounge smashes up against the wall, and it just falls down, collapses in a heap, and just doesn't move anymore.
Excellent. Well done, Chaos.
That is killed 7th level.
Woof. Team effort.
I would definitely say that is a call for...
Huzzah.
No, not the sad horn. Some more golf clapping. And
The sad horn for the
Phew.
flying critter.
yes, and then the sad horn for the critter. That's where we're going to end it for tonight. Nice way to end it. Good rolling, guys.
Cool. All right. Good night, all. Thank you, Chris.
You bet, Graham.
Yeah, well done.
Good night.
Vader to Kyros. Beautiful shot.
Aw.
Thanks for the morale boost.
Has to be Kyros.
I think we need it.
Well done.
Thank you. Good rolling, everyone. Well done.
Good choice, the ice bolt. Like it.
Yes, indeed. All right, folks. Tune in next time. See you guys. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
See you, folks. Bye.